You know, I had to get up here and see this beautiful store with a bird's eye view, so I came up to the catwalk and took a look at all the amazing departments they have in this store. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters. We're in Whitesboro, Texas at Dennards Farm, Ranch, and Western Lifestyle. An amazing store with an amazing history. Stick around and learn more about the family in 6 generations that have kept this in their family and a traditional heritage for the American values of American farm and feed stores for over 100 years. Stay tuned.
In the mid-1800s, America was pushing west and expanding at a rate unknown to any previous civilization. Americans pursued their dreams and unlimited opportunity. But they needed food, equipment, seeds, and tack to press on beyond the established cities and towns already settled. Out of this demand, a new retailer was born, the General Store, who handled everything a westward family would need to survive. Today, these retailers provide rural Americans the same materials, service, and expertise that made them invaluable over 150 years ago. Join Noble Outfitters as we rediscover the retailing backbone of America. Hear their story in their own words, how they've not only survived, but actually thrived in the modern world. Come along as we go on the road with Noble Outfitters.
You're on the road with Noble Outfitters. We're in Whitesboro, Texas at Dennards Farm, Western, and Lifestyle. Farm, we should say farm, ranch, and Western Lifestyle, because basically, if you've got a farm, if you've got a ranch, or you just like Western Lifestyle, just come here to Dennards and spend the day and you can take care of everything. Take care of your farm, take care of your ranch, take care of your lifestyle, and also have a good time. Who we got here?
Actually, this is Shane Avery.
Shane Avery, Dan Costa.
Manager at the Charlotte location. He's been with us for about 18 years. And
18 years. Look like it. Did we start when you were 10?
I did.
Okay, okay. I like starting early.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And who's this sweetheart?
My daughter, Courtney.
Courtney, how are you?
Good.
So tell us a little bit about the run of the store, because when you walk in the store, you're kind of overwhelmed, okay? Tell us a little bit about how it contours.
Well, when you come into the store, you're going to see probably home decor right there at the front door. And then you turn to your left and we've got a full line of Western wear, from boots to hats to pretty much all your latest styles, fashion. And then kind of goes over into the tack department, animal health. We carry a wide range of horse tack, animal health. Then we flow over into the home decor area, do a lot of custom furniture. So pretty much if you need something made up or whatever, we can build it for you.
I love it. And later we're going to meet a little more of your family.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk about the next generations coming up.
We got them coming up.
Well, I love the fact that you've got such a variety of products, and it's typical for this type of store to have basically whatever the customer wants, that's what we're going to sell.
We don't have it, you don't need it. That's our logo.
I like it. Well, earlier when I came in, I saw the beds, so I said, okay, well, we got a lot to do here. I think I'm going to take a little snooze.
There you
We
go.
got some beautiful beds. So, all right. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and we're continuing to move around the Dennards store and take a look at all the wonderful things they have here. I haven't seen many stores, Tim, that have an implement and equipment department like you have here. And I think that's very forward thinking, you know, to stay ahead of things and keep things moving and, you know, compete with the big chain stores that are trying to do everything, you know. So tell me a little bit about how you guys got into this business.
Well, we wanted to become a one-stop shop. So back in the 1970s, we added outdoor power equipment. You know, people need to mow their grass, till their gardens, you know, weed eat the lawns and stuff like that. So we saw that there was a need for that, and so we've been in the outdoor power equipment since in the 70s or whatever. We have a full-line service department, so pretty much to set us apart from the box stores, we service what we sell.
I got it.
And that's a big part.
That's great.
Know. So somebody has a problem with it, you know, the buck stops here. We're going to fix it for you.
And who runs this department?
Ryan, actually, he's my nephew. This is Ryan Ferguson.
Ryan, how are you, sir?
Yep.
Good, nice to meet you.
It's my pleasure, sir.
We try to take care of the customers when they come in. We have parts and service, you know.
Well, that's great. And, you know, I still get back to 1890s, you know, and then obviously everything slowly expanded, and More and more products continue to come into it. How many years have you actually been in the family business yourself?
I'm 44 years old, so.
It's just, so for 44
44
years,
years.
Huh? So can
Yes,
you
sir.
remember as a young kid working in the store?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We used to get unload trucks by hand and didn't have forklifts back then. It was all hands.
Absolutely.
So, yes, sir.
I always wanted one of these. I don't have a big enough lawn to do it, but I think I'm just gonna buy one
There you
just
go.
to
That'd
just
be
to
fine,
drive
man.
around. You know, I just want to drive something. You know, it's,
Well, maybe we'll put you on one before you leave here today.
that's
Outside, there's a big open area out there.
It'd have to be pretty open.
Without cars.
It'd have to be pretty open to get me out there so I don't destroy anything.
Yes, sir.
But you've got so many beautiful things, and on your website, people are going to be able to see all these beautiful things, all the housewares, and all the clothing.
If it's not
and all
on
the
our
things.
website, call us because we've got it.
If it's not on the website, call it.
us, we got it.
Call you, and you'll just go ahead and figure out how to ship it to them.
Exactly.
That's
yes,
great.
sir.
Tell me that website again.
www.dennards.net.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Pleasure meeting you, sir.
Pleasure meeting you.
You bet. Thank you
you,
very
sir.
much.
Appreciate
all
it
right.
very much.
All right. Oh, you're on the road with Noble Outfitters. I had to get a few extra winks in. Touring Dennards is not easy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to be busy showing you all the different parts of this amazing store and the history behind it. Stay tuned. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and as we walk through this beautiful store at Dennards, we have so many different things to see, but the tack area is pretty special. So, Tim, tell me a little bit about what we got going on with tack here and who manages this section.
Laura Evans, she's manager of our Pilot Point location. She's been with us for
Pleasure
8
to meet
years.
you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You know, it's funny, the saddle is always like the anchor to, to these Western stores and Western lifestyle stores. So we still have the horse, right?
Yes, sir.
It's always great when I go around the country and I show some of the people some of what we're doing with our show, over in Asia or Europe, and I show some of these pictures and they're like, oh, cowboys, It's like, if you see a picture of somebody that looks like you, it's a cowboy, right? It's a United States of America, that's a cowboy. Now for me, if they see a picture of me, they think I'm a cowboy. But have you heard that old saying, all hat and no cattle?
Wannabe.
Yeah, that's me.
There you go.
That's me. Okay. Well, Laura, tell us a little bit about the Tack Shop here in this beautiful store.
Well, like Tim said, we do carry a range of, all kinds of things from, and we don't just specialize in one area. I mean, we do
So basically,
cutters,
if somebody's trying to, if they're trying to outfit themselves, they're going to get it done here.
Yeah, you're going to get everything here. We have the saddles, the pads, all the animal help that you need, all the tack, and like I said, it's not just focused on barrel racers. We can accommodate all kinds of disciplines.
Right. How long you been with the company?
Almost 8 years.
All right. Well, that's great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the store. Laura, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
You're a sweetheart. Thank you for putting in your time here and doing a good job for the customers. I'll come back and see you in 8 years, and you tell me I've been here 16 years. I'll bet that'll happen.
That sounds good. Yep.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Well, let's go see the rest of the store. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and we are continuing our tour of the beautiful Dennards Farm, Ranch, and Western Lifestyle store. And we're going to meet a little bit of the whole family, okay? And I say a little bit of the whole family because this thing's gone back so far that we're just going to see a small snippet of what's going on today.
Yes.
So if you don't mind telling me, Tim, what we got here as far as the family's concerned, I'd love it.
Sure. This is my wife, Kim, 25 years. My daughter, Courtney. My daughter-in-law, Sadie. And my granddaughter, Cruz. And this is my son, Kyle.
Wonderful. So tell me now, this started back in
Late 1890s.
1890s.
Yes, sir.
And who started this store?
Actually, my great-granddad started the store as a pharmacist and a grocery store is what it was.
Okay.
And then probably that's in a town of Sadler, Texas, about 5 miles from here. They moved to Whitesboro, Texas, and my granddad run the business for many years, just a feed store. They expanded into other stuff as power equipment, the Western wear, stuff like that. So my mother passed away in 1989. So kind of from then on, it was just been me and my dad and Kim.
So we've got your grandfather, your father, yourself, your son, and now the next generation. So we've got 5 generations going here. Owning this store goes back to the 1800s. And during that time, so number 6 coming. Yeah. And during that time, it's so interesting to think about what has happened during that time. I mean, the Dust Bowl, the famous Dust Bowl, happened. I'll never forget seeing a documentary on the Dust Bowl. And it was so fascinating because what caused the Dust Bowl was not the fact that it was a combination of things that caused the Dust Bowl. First of all, the tractor was invented. And when the tractor was invented, they could plow millions of acres without doing it behind a horse. So the tractor's invented, and it's got a wide range of plowing and planting. So the tractor's invented, and people start planting wheat out in the plains. Yes. First couple years, it works like a charm. Investors get involved. It's a phenomenon. Everybody's getting involved in planting wheat out on the plains. They plowed millions and millions of acres and planted wheat. Well, all of a sudden, after they planted one year, no rain, and the dust blew because the plains, the dust always blows, but because the plains had grass on them, the dust didn't move. Well, now, with them all being plowed up, the dust blew everywhere. And that was okay. They plowed it up again, planted next year. Same thing, more dust, okay? Next year, same thing, no rain, more dust. Kept planting, kept plowing, kept expanding, and at a point, the dust was so bad, people were actually getting like black lung disease from the dust, and people were getting hurt by the dust. It was blowing so hard, and it was like BBs hitting them. And the dust blew all the way back to Washington, D.C. on the president's desk. So this is how the country was built. It was built on the settlers coming out, blazing the plains and doing these things. And this store was actually part of that history, part of what was going on here. If this company could talk, it would be a documentary that would be about America that would be incredible to watch and see. Well, I'd like to look at a couple more areas of the store. Thank you for introducing us to the family. I really appreciate you guys taking some time to sit with us and visit with us. Appreciate your hospitality, and we'll look around the store a little bit more. And thank you again for taking the time and showing us and telling us about the beautiful heritage of this store. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the noble child of tomorrow. We're going to meet Carson Daniels, a 12-year-old barrel racer who's been doing it since she's 4 years old. Stay tuned. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and this week's noble child of tomorrow is Carson Daniels. Carson, how you doing, sweetheart?
Good.
You are an absolute character. How old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
12 years old, and I understand you do a little barrel racing. Tell us about that.
I love barrel racing. I love to go fast, and I love the competition. So.
Yeah, and how long you been barrel racing?
Since I was 4.
4. How did you how'd you barrel race it for that? You had to have a seat belt.
Yeah. I had a little bitty pony. Her name was Happy Appy.
Happy Appy.
And she was 30 years old.
She was 30?
Yes.
What a sweetheart she was, huh? She helped you get started. What's your horse's name now?
I have 3 horses, and the 2 ones that I mainly run are Muffin and Cookie.
Do they eat muffins and cookies?
They eat cookies.
They eat cookies. Okay. Would you bake me some cookies someday?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of cookies you bake?
Chocolate chip.
That's my favorite. All right. So let me ask you something. You're 12 years old. You've been running barrels since you're 4 years old. And have you won anything? You got anything to show for it? Looks like you got some things going on here. You already got sponsors?
Yeah.
All right. Is there any way I can get a Noble Outfitters logo on your shirt?
Of course.
Yeah? What would you charge me for that? Maybe a free one for a little while?
Sure.
cut me a deal?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we got a deal. All right, I'm going to give you a logo. I want to put it on there. I'm serious. I'm sticking with you because I think you're going to be world champion someday. So I want to get in early.
Okay.
So what kind of advice do you have for the kids out there that, you know, what's driving me crazy is that the kids today they're just out there spending their time at home, sitting on the sofa and playing video games. What advice do you have for them to get out and get some exercise and do your horses or whatever, work on the farm? And what advice do you have?
Like, I don't know how it's fun to just sit on the couch all day. I mean, it's pretty outside. Go outside, do something.
It's a lot funner to be outside. Yeah, and even if you don't have a horse, I mean, there's still plenty of things to do.
Yeah.
And what do you think kids could do to go out and kind of earn some extra money? You know, to go out and try to find a little bit of a job around the neighborhood or whatever and try to earn a little money and put it in the bank. What could they do?
Like, I don't know, sell some lemonade or something?
I like that. I sold lemonade when I was a kid. Yeah, I had a chain of lemonade stores. I had them on every block. And it was great because my mom gave me the lemons and my mom gave me the sugar, so I was 100% profit.
Yeah.
I got my first business. I was a success. I couldn't believe how great that was. My mom always supported me, and I know your mom supports you too. What's your mom's name?
Kristen.
Kristen. She's a sweetheart. I met her earlier. She takes care of you, right? That's good. What's your dad do?
He works, I think he does oil or something.
He's an oil man.
I think he does like pipelines.
Pipelines for oil?
Yeah.
Okay. My goal is to try to explain to the kids that are out there that you're 12 years old. You're 12 years old. You're winning awards. Did you win that buckle? That's a beautiful buckle. What would you win that doing?
I did the CC5Ds in Stephenville, and I set the arena record on my horse Cookie, and I won it for the year end, so that's how I won that buckle.
Holy mackerel, give me a high five on that one. That's great. I love it. Well, good girl. I just want to make sure that you know how important it is that at your age you're doing the things you're doing. And I just want the kids and also the parents. I want the parents out there to understand how important it is to get the kids out there that start at 4 years old. 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, but 12, get out there, be doing some things, have some fun, get out of the house and learn some things. You learn things when you're out of the house and you learn how to do things right, you learn how to do things wrong. So I appreciate that. Well, it's been a pleasure visiting with you.
Thank you for having me.
It's been, you're an absolute lady too. I love it. Pleasure to meet you, sweetheart. Carson, I want to keep in touch with you. I want you to keep in touch with me because I want to see you become a veterinarian and take care of all the animals out there. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and coming up next on Recipe of the Week, you are gonna see some amazing ribs. Stay tuned. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and this week's Recipe of the Week, we have Becky Thompson, and she's going to share with us her amazing dry rub recipe. So, Becky, pleasure to meet you, first of all. Thank you very much for coming and cooking for us.
Welcome to Waitsboro.
I'm having a great time here.
Good.
This is it's a beautiful area, and this store is amazing. I mean, this is like, it's like a part of history right here.
It's a one-stop shop, that's for sure, for all of us ranchers.
It's amazing. It's so good. So tell me a little bit about this recipe, because we're going to start out with a rub, right, first?
That's correct.
And walk me through the process.
Well, there's a lot of different rubs, and you can buy them, you can make them. I do not like to use one that has a lot of salt in it. And this one has brown sugar in it, has chipotle chili, onion salt, a little bit of onion salt, paprika, but it's not real salty.
And so now, to walk me through the process. So we're going to take this beautiful rub.
It's very spicy.
It has a little bit of a kick, Becky. Okay. All right. So, whiskey.
Water.
Okay, so after you've made up your rub and mixed it up, then tell me what's next.
Well, first thing I do when I have these are baby backs. On the back side here, there's always a membrane right here.
Yep.
I peel
You
that
peel
off.
that off.
You can take it loose here, peel
Yep.
it off. It just helps make it a little more tender, not so chewy. Then I take the rub, put it all over the ribs. I put them on the grill, depending on the day, the temperature, the weather. I do have a green egg. If I'm going to smoke them for a long time and I know exactly when I'm going to serve them, I do that. Today I didn't really know, so I put mesquite chips in my gas grill, and I have indirect heat on that, and so I put them on for about an hour.
Okay.
And then because I wanted to hold them till we
Right.
served them,
Keep 'em moist.
and I didn't know when, I wrapped them in foil, put them in the oven at 230 for
Okay.
2 hours.
And the mesquite gives it a little smoke, gives it a little smoky
And it
flavor.
smoked it, yeah,
And
a
you
little
don't
bit.
put, there's no smoke flavor in this.
No.
The smoke's going to come from the wood.
Yeah, and only the chipotle chili powder is a little smoky tasting.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then after we have cooked these, then do you just go right ahead and let them rest?
Then I
or-
pull them out. I will take the barbecue sauce, put a small amount on, baste a little bit, put it back in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes.
So, and tell me about the barbecue sauce. Now,
Barbecue
what-
sauce is an adobe barbecue sauce. It has onions, garlic, adobe chilies, ketchup, tomato paste, orange juice, lemon juice. And
That
it's got
is really good.
It's got a
And-
little bit of heat as well.
And you've made this.
Yes.
You made the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to try a little bit without. Oh. I see what you mean by that caramelization.
Okay.
I think that brown sugar really helps on this part of it.
It does make it.
Because it
Make
glazes it,
caramelize. Mhm.
right?
That's correct.
Oh, man. Okay. And you
And
know,
I don't like it falling, like when I cut, I don't want the meat falling off.
completely off, but, it's
But
got
I
to
want
be
it
soft.
to be set. I want it to be tender when you eat it.
How long have you been making these? I mean, how many
Oh.
years you been making these?
40, I suppose.
Where did this recipe come from?
It's just developed over the years. Of what I
Yourself.
like myself. Yes, and it's
I can
trial and
guarantee
error.
you're going to be passing this one down
Well, good.
to the generations, you know. And I think some folks out there are going to be passing it down to their generations as well, because
Great.
seriously, that is a really nice rib. Well, as you know out there, every week on Noble Outfitters, you get the recipe of the week on our website. Go to nobleoutfitters.com/RFDTV and we'll share these beautiful recipes with you. Please try these ribs. We'll give you the barbecue sauce recipe and the rub recipe, and then you're on your own and you can spend some time perfecting them and making them perfect. Thank you very much for taking some time. I'd shake your hands, but I'm all messed up here.
All right.
You're on the road with Noble Outfitters. We'll be right back with more. Stay tuned. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters from Whitesboro, Texas. We've been at Dennards Farm, Ranch, and Western Lifestyle. Had a wonderful time. I've had an absolute pleasure meeting these folks. If you are ever in the area of Whitesboro, Texas, don't hesitate to drop in and see these wonderful folks. Visit their beautiful store, get a little bit of their hospitality, maybe do a little shopping. Take care now. We'll see you next week when we're on the road with Noble Outfitters. You never know where we're going to be next. Take care. Bye-bye. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 doggy. Whoa, baby, whoa. Whoa. Okay, I'm coming after you. Whoa. You're on the road with Noble Outfitters. I just found myself a new toy, and it's going home with me. Stay tuned for next week. We'll see you then. Bye-bye now.